Sveen. No one thought that Gololjam might have been behind the attacks. They know that he would never make soldiers do them harm. Even so, he feels responsible for the machine's actions. It is a misplaced burden, and I pray it drives him not to despair. The situation here appears to have been resolved, but I doubt we've seen the last of such incidents. I didn't expect to see Malachite out here. Given his own trauma, I wonder if he'll be alright.
Right. We're none the worse for the wear. But let's see what the
Sorry,
situation is here.
there's a pigeon right out my window, like it's almost in my room.
People came and joined us while we were searching for you.
Oh.
After which we happened to encounter Malachite. His usher duties brought him here, and he has quite the story to tell.
It's a bit puzzling, to say the least. Even so, I'll try my best to explain. I was called to attend to the unfortunate soul slain by the mechanical soldier. Yet, when I arrived, I found no body, only a pile of dust, which the wind quickly scattered. Confused, I questioned the residents, but none knew what had become of it.
How odd. Did they remember the victim at least?
They did. Their memories of the deceased weren't sent to the cloud, I don't believe. Yet, no body remained.
If someone took it, surely they would have been noticed.
With your permission, I shall return to the government sector for now. Please take care.
This is terrible. Why would they make the soldiers do this?
If preservation is behind the attacks, I fear this won't be the end of it.
All the Neo-regulators have been distributed, and potentially 5,000 Endless are about to be born. What does Calyx hope to achieve with these killings? Does he seek to frighten people into registering them? Or perhaps...
Think so.
Oh, thank the 12 you answered. Shale told me what happened. Is everything all right? I see.
Talking about the cutscene before Ryan.
'Tis a relief to hear that Erenville is safe. Alas, I do not have good news to share in return. A driver lost control of his vehicle when its interface became unresponsive, and it crashed into the Nexus arcade, injuring several people. Kryl and I are helping to render aid, but with the sentries behaving strangely, we can't afford to lower our guard. Remain vigilant, my friend.
I just received word from the backroom. A hover cargo on TrueView threw off its driver, and it's rampaging through the area as we speak.
Alphino had a similarly troubling report for me. Apparently, a riderless machine in the government sector came to life near a crowd clamoring for Neo-regulators. It proceeded to mow down several citizens, causing serious injuries.
This is a tragedy. We must go and help the people.
Sphene, wait! I'm coming with you!
Alphino is with Y'shtola, and he said they'll be alright. I'll go and see if other incidents have occurred elsewhere. From here, I'll head towards the quarry by way of the Drift Downs.
Certainly a lot of hover cargoes coming and going in those parts. I'll join you.
I shall remain here and speak further with the locals. I have company now, so you needn't worry about me.
Then let's return to Solution 9. If we hurry, we can catch up to Lamachi and Sphene.
Oh, we
I
can
still feel-
teleport. Huh?
Yeah, I still feel like something's gonna happen with Galuljar.
Maybe this is his growth arc, where he actually learns how to take control of these machines
Yeah,
because someone
be a
else is
king.
taking control. Yeah.
Yeah, like be a king. Because the thing is, he's only young. But also, I was gonna say that it really does sound like there is gonna be a war. Like if it's like 500 soldiers, something, like. Well,
I mean,
that's it. Yeah, what did I say? Oh, I have to say something that they could do and it'd be so cool. But I'll wait for now. That's a bright hair. Vee, you've had that colour, right?
no. Did you have some odd
Did I have-
dreams lately?
Yeah, all
Sphene's
you've
gone
had.
ahead. I leave her
Oh,
with
like
you.
that.
I'm not gonna lie, Geode also sounded a lot like Clive. He's like, I'll go this way, Joshua.
Squid Games.
I've never seen it.
Their ranks are determined, like the ranks of the soldiers there.
Bloody things have gone mad.
One second.
By the symbol on their face. And they're like PlayStation symbols, like circle, triangle, square, X.
Oh, nostalgia. Not gonna lie, these like the scenes and the editing and this is so good. Like it's really upped their game. Dawntrail's cutscenes have been phenomenal, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, here she is.
Finally, she's getting a bit of spotlight, you know?
Fire 3?
We missed
Yeah.
her.
Surely there's a finite number of these things.
Surely.
Everyone, please try to remain calm and make your way to resolution.
Remain calm as the firing lasers at him.
This is just like before.
Bombs going off.
Eorzea unleashed the soldiers on us. I don't have any souls left. I don't want to die. I don't want to die.
This particular scene is something else. Like, well, Alphino and his face. It's actually weirdly emotional.
Yeah.
You can almost feel how he feels. Very good.
Oh. I'm sorry, but that wasn't very explosiony, did it?
Looks very
Wait,
cartoony.
have my paintbrush.
No! No! Why did you do that? Why? You can't just leave me alone like this. If we had been endless, then you'd still be here. You'd still be with me. But now...
They can't accept it.
The transitions that they're doing in this stuff is so cool. Like the swipe. Yeah, how badass that look, yeah.
Are you alright?
No.
That's Veen. I think it is with a hood up.
I think she's about to lose her shit.
Yeah. Don't know who it is.
So
You.
many hurt. So many dead. This is wrong. This is all wrong.
The music that was just playing for all of that combat scene was very much, for me, inspired, like the FF13 soundtrack. You might not be able to tell what I mean by that, but very, very good scene though.
To me, I was reminded of Endwalker. No, not Endwalker, Shadowbringers, and like the Crystarium, like the fight that, you know, the Exarch was in when he was. Want to read?
Yeah, I was expecting voice acting.
Me
for some
too.
reason.
He opened his mouth and nothing came out.
Yeah.
Like the game muted. It's such an important scene.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not gonna lie. That in this patch, they've done a lot of voice acting, like most of it, in fact. So it felt odd because they've gone from a voice acting scene to this, but it still looks like his voice acting, and yet it's not. So
like he opened his mouth, he was zoomed in, and he was like,
yeah, like it was a cutscene.
Yeah.
Thank the 12, you're all unharmed. A small solace amidst this tragedy, however.
The machine rampage seems to have been only temporary. Soldiers and vehicles alike ceased to operate all at once, as if they had fulfilled their purpose. It's the same outside Everkeep, though members of Oblivion are keeping watch for good measure. The first attacks came shortly after the announcement that Neo-regulators had run out. It can't have been a coincidence. I struggle to imagine that anyone but Calyx could gain control of the soldiers. This must have served his ends in some way. Golulcha, are you still without your authority?
It's fine now. I'm in control again.
Also, he has the control, but someone took over, like someone hacked the system or something. I think that's what. I don't know.
Assumably so. It doesn't. For me, it doesn't feel very clear of how.
Me neither.
Yeah.
We might take the opportunity to shut down the machines. There's no guarantee this won't happen again.
I'm actually just talked with Everkeep's administrators about that. They said it wasn't so simple. The
mechanical soldiers don't only serve as guards. They also perform various vital tasks like providing medical treatment and managing food production. If we shut them down, we'd struggle to render aid to the citizens, let alone restore their lives to normal.
I made it so they can't use weapons anymore, though. Hopefully that makes it a little safer.
That seems the best approach for now. Thank you for your swift action, Golulcha. Yeah, I need to understand that more.
Yay!
This powerlessness, I can abide it no longer. No matter how much hardship and loss we would endure if there was but happiness at the end. Yet all I see is suffering and misery, and I cannot bear it. I want to protect the people. For their happiness, I would do anything and everything. So please lend me your aid. Oh, Sphene, you found the words I wish you'd said back then.
Aww.
A strength is yours, Sphene. You have my axe. Together we'll get through this. You haven't seen Lord of the Rings, so never mind. You have my spear.
And let's split up and get to work. Might as well be to report to Shield, my friend. It was actually a bit of a heartwarming scene with Wuklamat. She's like, thing is, like, I have mixed emotions about Wuklamat. I understand what the community feel for her, from one reason to another, that I'm not going to get into. But there's something about Wuklamat that, to me, it almost feels like Wuklamat has a crush on Sphene.
Maybe a little
It's so weird, yeah, for me. Not that it's weird to have a crush on him. It's just a vibe I'm getting. And then she's like, "Oh, we should found the words, but you know, you found the words that we should said back then." But maybe it's like, "Oh, I wish the other Sphene You know, the one that she was fangirling over a little, because she was fangirling a bit Wukelamat. She was like, oh, there's Sven. Oh, look, I'm going to follow Sven. And oh, I'm going to follow Sven and show her around the, you know, Solution 9 and all this. And like, oh, she's going to show us around. And I think she was fangirling a little bit kind of thing. And then now she's like, oh, you found the words that I thought you'd, you know, that I wished that you'd say to me. Like, she was like, she felt validated in some way. She was like, oh, there's the words I wish I'd heard.
I think so, and I'm actually starting to realize something that may or may not make sense at all, but I think that part of the reason why Wukelamat is not the most beloved character is because she's a Hrothgar. I think that she's a large woman, and I think that if she was cuter, and if she was like if she had like a little bit of a different appearance, I think she would have been like a lot more liked. I don't know, that's just me, but
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of agree with what you're saying there. And it's a shame that even in a video game that we feel that there's a bit of racism involved. But I do agree. I think I like Sven, and that might be me biased because I think Sven's a pretty character. You know, she's not exactly bad to look at. Like Shale, like Elizan and Hrothgar's are not overly too amazing to look at. and Sven's more human and more relatable to look at in a more of an attractive sight. And Wukelamat is not at all. But kind of a part of me likes Wukelamat because of a few reasons. One, she's got these cute eyes, like they're very adorable looking eyes. Her voice actor is like, oh, Sven, like very. There was a post months ago where people were comparing Wukelamat to Tidus from FF10 or Tidus from FF10, and I actually fully am on board with. I understand like what people see in them, but Tidus or Tidus was also a character in FF10 who I think comes across as a bit whiny, naive. Whiny, naive, a little bit immature. And then grows along the journey, and Wukelamat has been that for me as well, where they've been naive, a bit immature at times, a bit childish, but grew and had that. Do you remember that scene? Was it Sven? Cosplay for you. Do you remember that scene where there was the whole like attack on Tuliolal had happened, and then she was stood there and she had that really powerful scene along the pier. Like I felt that was her like I'm growing kind of arc, and
me
she
too.
really did grow there.
I don't know. I felt completely different about it. I felt like it was a great opportunity, but from there it flopped again. It just felt like I
do agree. I was gonna get onto that as well. Yeah, that was like the arc where she's actually gonna grow into a character now, but didn't really. She didn't degrade, but she just didn't grow any more from that.
No, it was just like a start, but it's like they forgot about that scene and forgot to write her different. I actually have a different perspective on Wukelamat's, I guess, on her face, which is, you said, okay, she has big eyes, she's adorable, whatever, but my autistic self, like when she looks directly at the camera, I want to look away. That's the thing. Like she actually makes me uncomfortable, whereas Sven, for example, she's often showed from the side, and she's often under a hood, which makes me more comfortable to look at her. And Wukelamat with her big eyes, like when she's like the center of the whole game, I'm like, I feel observed.
I think another point I wanted to make is because of Wukelamat's big, large eyes, they look very young. And this comes across again with the naivety with her, the naive, immature, and not knowing how to express her emotions a lot. And I think the story has had its chance, maybe the writers have had its chance to make Wukelamat grow as a character, from the death of her father through the attack on her, village, if you like all these moments, and she just hasn't got this huge growth arc yet, or maybe she never will. I think one thing I will say about her, because we've controlled her, I think once at least in combat, and we've seen her in combat, in cutscenes, is she is strong. Like she is powerful. Like when I was controlling her in the duty, I was like, damn, she hits hard. And like she was going up against some of these face-to-face, some of these enemies. She is powerful. So I kind of respect her for that, at least. And even though she's this immaturity and this naivety, she's actually got a power within her that is that she doesn't gloat about. She's not like saying, I'm the most powerful warrior in the world, blah blah blah. She is actually like literally, she's a really powerful character.
I think that because of that, I agree with you. And I think if I was a writer, and I'm not for a very good reason, but if I wrote this story, the way I would do her character growth arc or whatever, after the death of her father, I would make her deteriorate a little bit and would probably make the story so that she goes into bloodlust. And so that we have to like do something to stop her from doing this and that, and then once she calms down, she realizes that she has all this power, but then keeps it contained or whatever. So that's how I would go. I wouldn't write her in a way that she wakes up next morning and she's like, okay, putting everything under the carpet, let's go to the dome, explore the world or whatever. I would use bloodlust because she's a warrior. So for me, that would be the logical thing for her to like lose her shit. And then for us to, you know, try and like bring some sense into her, which I think everyone wanted to do.
I think playing her like an orc in WoW, you know, this whole bloodlust and getting her angry and like we needing to calm her down or something, is a good take. I don't think that would work for her because of the position she's in with her, you know, with this she's the resolve of whatever, right? Reason, is it? And I think that she's in a position where she has to keep her cool and not show emotion much because she's not allowed to, right? And I think that also makes her character hard to write a little bit because she doesn't grow. We need her to lose her shit to grow, is basically what you were getting at.
I wish we had a battle with her. Like, I wish we could have given her a good beating because I think, first of all, everyone wanted to. And I think that... You mean play as her and fail in a fight or something? No, play against her. Like, have a duty where we fight her. And then we subdue her and then she loses the bloodlust and she's like, okay, I've gotten it out of my system.
Lost my ways now. I've let my anger out. I know what you're saying. But cautiously, I will just say though, Wuklammat isn't that big a deal of a story here. This is more focused on Sveen and even a little bit of Guljar, not keeping control of the soldiers. And now it's about this Fandaniel bloke, this kid now, right? This Calix. I am loving Calix as a character already, as a villain.
Oh, good.
It's such a change of pace. I know Meton was a young girl, right? I get it. And now Sveen was this evil girl, but it's now not a part of evil Sveen. Now it's about a kid. So now it's not the same sex, it's now the opposite. And I'm okay with it being that way, because we've had villains like Emmett Selk, who, like, you know, snappy and swaggy and you know, very sure of himself, as Emmett Selk was. But then this one's about a young lad with like dark circles behind his eyes, got a pipe in his neck, God knows why. Why is he this way? Was he created? What got him to where he is? Where did he come from? You know, what's his story? And this is the things that I'm truly excited for. I do think though that this kid will be either one of two things: the finale of 5.3 or the finale of 7.5 or the finale of 7.5, which leads on to something else that will lead us into the next one. I think personally I'm leading towards I'm wanting him to be a part of this longer, because I think they've got a lot more they could explore with him and really lean up to the next expansion. I can't even imagine where we're going to go. Holy moly, I'm excited for the next expansion already, but I can't wait to see like how this plays through. I don't think Sveen will be a primitive figure for 7.5 leading in. I think she'll be like a character in, I can't think of a character in Endwalker now, but you know, like one where they're just a part of that world's expansion. Like Lise is now stuck in Stormblood, right? She stayed there. Sveen ain't coming with us. She's not a Scion. I don't think so. And if she does, I don't mind her, honestly. I wouldn't mind her, but she doesn't fit.
Yeah,
she absolutely does not fit as a Scion, and I don't think Wuklammat does either. I don't want to see Wuklammat come in as a Scion and being a part of the gang.
She has her own job.
Meeting us in Rising Stones and all this. Like, I don't see that happening. I think I just see this as a story arc that's going to lead into something bigger and greater, but we don't know what that is yet. And I think this kid, Calix, has a big plan on that, because he's already talking about these other reflections, right? This leads to a bigger story outside of Dawntrail.
So I have a few things to say about Calix when you're done.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie and say that a lot of people have like had strong opinions on Dawntrail, and I get it, but I do think that people will be thanking Dawntrail when they see what's coming up in the next expansion. Mark my words.
I think that he's a good character. There's a big difference to me between the kind of villains like Emmet Selk, who I don't really see as a villain, but let's focus on him when he... Okay, let's focus on... let's use Xenos as an example, who is a villain. He was very flashy and very, I guess, he expressed himself. Let's actually talk about Fandaniel, for example. I think he's an even better example of someone who expressed himself a lot with his face. I have equal appreciation of someone who does a lot of things with their face, who are like him when being a villain. Whereas Calyx, he just his face moves so little, and he's so cold, and I kind of really like that. I think that there's different. I use Harry Potter a lot because of the rich fantasy and because of some of the things that I can compare. It to. I know that it's not something that a lot of people want to hear, but I have a really good example of the same person. So, for example, to me, it's the difference between, let's say, Voldemort and Tom Riddle, where Voldemort it's the same person, but he was, for example, so flashy. But when he was a kid, he also had this expressionless face and
hand face,
So I really kind of like these characters. I think that there's no way we're dealing with him in 7.2. I think he's a much bigger issue, and I want to see him till at least 7.3. And I am, from the combat point of view, if he is a trial and if he is a scientist or whatever, I would be very curious to see how they're gonna pull off that fight, because there's gotta be like different mechanics, and they have to make it so that he doesn't like fight physically, but instead uses like either science or controlling other things to fight us. So I'm already imagining the trial with him if we get it, and I think that's going to be really, really interesting. I like him. I'm intrigued by him. I don't think he's a good person, but I think that we're gonna discover a lot more about him. And I also like the whole dynamic between him and Sven. To me, that was very interesting. Even though she was an AI, he had a little bit of appreciation for her as if she was a person. I kind of, I kind of enjoyed seeing that. So I don't know why he has the pipe or whatever. And I know I call him a sick boy, but he is an endless, and he did say that he relinquished his flesh long ago, so we don't really know what he's powered with. But I also think from the combat standpoint that that's going to be something that's a part of the combat mechanics, because I think that he has a power that we don't know about yet. So he's either being charged with something or whatever, but something is keeping him, if not just alive, maybe even more powerful. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, no, I'm on the same page as you. And one thing I do think they had a huge missed opportunity with is with the MXL's introduction, at the time anyway, they had, like, to me, I saw so many similarities to a game you can't refer to yet, Vee, but so many similarities to Kefka to me. Kefka, oh boy, that's a villain.
I just heard really bad things about him, like not good things,
he is,
like best
one
villain,
of the worst villains.
But worst villains, like the only thing that I know is that he's done some things with seemingly no reason or explanation or whatever, that he's just bad shit. That's the only thing that I really know about his character. I've never played the game.
He is, it's like FF6 in general is just a dark game, like really dark. I think if 6 got remade, it'd be FF7 for me, and that says a lot to me, because FF7 is my favorite game of all time. But I think if 6 got remade like 7 remake, oh my god, I think it would be my favorite game, because it's incredible, amazing characters. Anyway, they missed a point with Emmett Selk, because Emmett Selk had like this white streak in his hair, looked almost like a jester, and had this like wit to him, like he was very flamboyant and very eccentric, and that's a little like Kefka. And I really felt that in Shadowbringers they were really going to do something with him, and they did, but they did something. They also took that to a different level that I didn't think that they would go with, with Amarot and such, which is so cool. What game that was. but like they missed that opportunity, and I really want to see some fucked up, sickening villain now. I'm ready. Like 14 kind of needs it now. I mean, we have like what we've beaten the End of Days, and you know we've basically beaten the world from oblivion, and yet you know these villains are like, you'll never stop me. I'm like, dude, you haven't seen the things I've beaten. I've beaten Hades, you know, I've been until the end of the world and back. But okay, dude, okay then you bring out your mini little Bahamut, because I've beaten the Binding Wall of Bahamut as well. So, but anyway, yeah, I'm really excited so far. I'm very much enjoying. Let's continue on.
The last thing that I want to say is, I think if you like those characters, for example, like Kafka, like Emmett Salk, who look a bit Joker-ish, I honestly think you would really enjoy Hunter x Hunter, because they have a very, very similar character who is, you know, somewhat of a villain, kind of, at least in the story where I'm at, and I think you would really enjoy his arc, but I'm not going to spoil it for you if you ever decide to watch it. Anyway,
so read the mini characters first. Yeah.